Good morning and welcome to Morning Moments. I am so glad that you came and joined us this morning. We have yet another contact from JC Films. We've been doing a lot of folks, directors and presidents for JC Films and actors, and we have another actor and singer and songwriter, and she's going to be one of her songs are going to be in one of the movies that's in production right now. And I am so thrilled to be able to get the scoop and be able to hear from her and find out about her music and her life. It's my pleasure to bring Jill C. Lewis to Morning Moments. Welcome, Jill.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do and why do you do it? And tell me the story that you were just telling me. Tell my audience the story you was just telling me about where you got started and how God just seemed to walk you through to where you're at today.
Well, currently, like you mentioned, I am a singer-songwriter and now actress and going on a journey that I never imagined I'd be walking through, but very excited, very motivated to continue, in this wonderful cause or whatever purpose that the Lord has for me. So it doesn't start all beautiful like that. So everything has, a story behind it, and I'm so excited to share about it because I think it has a beautiful message. I originally started just as a singer, and since I was very young, I was always singing. I was always on the stage. But in the year of 2000, I remember going to an audition for an international, I believe it was a German company that came here in Orlando at Florida Hospital. I'm sorry, not Florida Mall. And there were over 500 girls. And I went to audition. Again, it was nothing Christian. And I did make it to the top 5. However, they were looking for a group, and the director wanted me to perhaps do something as a solo. So he says, can you come back and I'll introduce you to the other directors to see if we can do something for you as a soloist. And I said, okay, that's even better, I thought. But what occurred, or what didn't occur, was that never happened because I ended up losing my voice just before I was going to meet the rest of the team. And it was quite an emotional roller coaster when that occurred because I couldn't understand it. I did go to the doctor just to make sure what was wrong. So I can speak, but I couldn't keep a tune. So, it was God's way definitely to be like, hey, hold on, brakes. This is not the journey I want you to be on, but I did not understand it that way. And I have to say, I was very devastated. I was hurt, and I stopped going to church for about a year when I got a phone call to sing at a Christmas concert and have the lead song. And again, I didn't have a voice, but I thought, perhaps if I just get my little feet back into the church, the Lord will probably just hook it up. And that's not exactly how things happened. But I did go, and I went to rehearsals, even though I couldn't rehearse, and everyone just was just confident that she's got it, she'll be fine. But I literally waited to the day of the performance. And I waited that very last minute where I had a heart-to-heart conversation with the Lord. Now, I mean, it took a major leap of faith. You have to understand, I really could not sing. I could not sing at all. And I had all this emotions in my heart going, and I just said, Lord, okay, one or two things are going to happen right here. And I was willing. I submitted myself to that. I said, Lord, either I'm gonna go through the most embarrassing moment right now, because it was like 40-member choir, orchestra, the whole 9 yards, or you're gonna accept my heart, I totally just surrendered everything, very humble. I'm like, Lord, I'm willing to give and my everything that I have, the talent that you originally gave me, and just surrender it to you completely. Meaning that if you do allow me to have this moment, I promise to only give it back to you. So it was a moment where I totally just put myself at his feet. I allowed whatever was going to happen regardless. Um, and I was willing to accept, like it could have gone good, it could have gone bad, but I was like, that's what I'm talking about, complete surrender. I was okay with whatever the Lord wanted in that moment. Um, but what he did do is he listened to my heart, and right on cue, I always say it wasn't me. I didn't sing. It was the Lord. He lent me his voice, and I was able to, sing and project that beautiful song. That still, I walked out of the stage just crying because no one understood what was happening. But I knew it was a me and God thing. It was just him and I, talking, and it was one of the most impactful moments of my life. So what can I say? Why do I do why I continue to do it? One, because I made that promise. I made that promise that I would surrender my talents to him, and I've allowed him to do what he wants to do with it. And I've always said I don't mind if I'm going to go to a place where there's only one person. If I have to go there and minister to one person, I will be there. So I love, just I'm honored and privileged that he's trusting me, with his talents and allowing me to touch other lives through it. So that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning of how that the journey started.
There's a scripture that talks about he turns our mourning into dancing.
Mm,
And there are hidden times in our life that people don't see where the mourning takes place. And we were talking about a lot of losses that's happened for a lot of people in this last year. I've lost a lot of good friends. I've lost a family member. And you've talked to me about some losses of relationship and losses of friends too. But just like the step of faith that you took on that stage, if you take this step forward and say, God, did you say you would turn my mourning into laughter, or my mourning into dancing, or my mourning or my sadness and tears into joy? Did you really mean that when you said it? And when you step out in faith, God says, I've been here all along, been
right.
waiting for you to surrender. And it's that heart that the journey that God's taken you that helped you to then turn your singing into songwriting, right?
Correct. And that's its own journey. Like I said, this was just the beginning. It was definitely first the Lord perhaps making sure or putting me in check that I was
Yeah.
willing to surrender, this gift and this talent and put it in his hands so that he can do what he wanted with it. And after that, yeah, I went through some incredible hardship. I did lose all of my male figures, pretty much my strong male figures in my life. I'm talking about, you know, father relationship. My stepfather, who was also my second dad, I lost him, and my marriage of 9 years. So at a moment, I was a single mom of a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 1-year-old, and I was 6 months pregnant. And I was completely, I wouldn't say I was completely alone, but in the physical world and in my
Yeah.
mind, I was alone. Um, but in that moment, and it was just a major attack. It was literally, I was starting to pursue truly that mission of having a ministry, a music ministry, and then all these things started to occur. My health was also um, affected, and my child went through some incredible hard moments as well that would shake any home. And it was such a hard journey that I literally got on my knees and I said, Lord, one, if you gave me and allowed me to have and blessed me with these 4 children, knowing that I was going to be a single mom, is because you know I can. It's because you know I can. So who am I to doubt you? I trusted you with the voice, and now in this journey, I'm trusting you as well. And in this moment, then you are my father, and, you are my husband, and you're the father of my children, and I will rely again totally on you. Um,
So did I understand you right when you told me that in the middle of all this, or towards the end of all this things that was happening, God gave you a song that's now going to be in a movie? Is that
That's where
correct?
we're going. That's where we're going with this. Yes. I didn't know. Again, I was just saying, I did not know that I was going to be songwriting. I did not know that I was going to be acting. I did not know that this was where God was going to take me. And through all that hardship, through all that heartbreak, um, I understand now that the Lord was refining, me completely, giving me something to speak about. At first, at a younger mind, I would think, well, someone's going to write the songs, I'm just going to sing it. And, that's how things would be. But no, the Lord wanted, authenticity. The Lord wanted something that was relatable. The Lord wanted me to truly have a message that would hit the core of, our hearts. And this song, through after the 2020, that I got on my knees and said, Lord, I'm ready now. And it took a lot of growth, again, a lot of spiritual growth, a lot of forgiveness. And once I was able to surrender all of that pain completely, because I didn't realize that it was in the back of my mind. So, once I finally surrendered all of that as well, he gave me this incredible deep song that I had no idea a year later would be recorded and now going to be on a film. And I can't wait to share it. I truly believe it's going to touch a lot of hearts, a lot of hearts. It's very deep, it's very real, but it shows the Lord's healing power through the real colors of
You
life.
know, I've met two through an interview just recently. Two of the actors in that movie that you spoke of, Sarah and Frankie. And I've been, after talking to them, I was looking forward to listen to watching that movie. But I want to watch the movie just to hear the song now and to hear your song. That's basic, it's not just to mention their acting, but I really want to hear the song. And because to hear the story behind the song, that's what's remarkable, is that some people, you'll never know when God gives somebody a song or a message what they had to go through to get that. And this beautiful young lady is telling me this story, and I'm thinking, God is not finished with her yet either. The best is yet to come for her. And down below in the comment section, I'm gonna have information about JC Films and how you could keep an eye on this movie she's talking about, other movies she's not only writing songs for that, but she is acting in. So you could keep an eye on her, but she needs your prayers, folks, because
Absolutely.
the more you do for good, the more the attack comes. And uh, rather than sitting back and say, I don't want to be attacked anymore, we need to stand in the battlefield like
That's right.
David before the giant and say, all right, I'm here right in the middle, just the way you told me to. So now you need to guide my hands and take the stone from my pouch and now drive it in the giant's head. I'm ready to do it, God. And I see the willingness for Jill and her heart. And I want you to be praying for Jill, folks. And I want you to be watching what she's doing, because God's got great and mighty things for her, as
Mm.
well as JC Films all across the United States, but especially in the Orlando films that they're doing. Jill, it has been a delight to be with you this morning. Thank you so much.
Likewise. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing your heart, and we're going to keep in touch. I'm going to find out more about how the film's doing, and I want to see it when it comes out. And again, thank you so much.
Thank
Um,
you. And the title of the song is called Healer. So
Healer.
yes.
Okay.
So keep an ear out for it.
I sure will. I will write that down and I'll keep it a Healer. I love the title. Great. Thank you so much for joining us for Morning Moments. Some of you have watched this video and this interview and you said, I got somebody that needs to hear this. I got somebody that needs to hear the faith message that Jill had. Please pass that on. Share it on your site. Show the YouTube video to others. so that this great message from the heart of God's God's woman of the hour right now can be heard over and over again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.